Asymptote, and as you can see, we are in a brand new location today. We are at my house, my bookcase, and it just feels so good to be home. Hannah and I drove home from our internship in New York 2 days ago, and we are actually not together for the first time in 9 months, which is crazy, but we will be together very soon again and be filming lots of videos for you guys. But for a little bit, we're going to be doing some separate videos. So I think Hannah and I came up with the original plan to do bookshelf reorganization videos, which my bookshelf desperately needs. But I have around 20 books here that I was just going to put onto my shelf to take out later to show you guys anyways. So I just thought to do the book haul. First to avoid that hassle. So I have around 20 books to show you guys today, which I don't think is a lot for the last 4 months to buy. So I'm pretty proud of myself, and some of these were also gifts to me from my birthday. I've read probably half of the books I'm going to show you, and I will tell you guys if I have. But if you guys want to see a more in-depth review on any of the ones that I have read, please let me know. I'd be so happy to do that, and I think I'm planning on doing a few of them anyways. So yeah, let's just get right onto the book haul. The first book I have to show you is P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. This is the sequel to All the Boys I Loved Before, which I read back in February or March, and I loved it. It made me cry at work like 3 separate times. It was really kind of embarrassing, but I just loved it so much. And I have read this book and I devoured it. I read it so fast. And this series just has like the cutest, like the sweetest grip on my heart, and it's just so lovely and funny and heartfelt, and I just love it so much. So the next book I have is Rebel Belle by Rachel Hawkins. This is a paranormal kind of adventure story about a girl named Harper who is a Southern belle who kind of in like a Buffy the Vampire-esque way gets these ancient powers bestowed upon her, and she must protect a boy in her high school that she despises. And it's so funny. I read this back in June or July and I absolutely loved it. And the sequel just came out, I believe, this Mayhem, so I'll have to get my hands on this, but yeah, this was so funny. The next book I just recently bought, this was like one of my last purchases, was Nimona by Noelle Stevenson. And if you recognize the artwork, it's because it's the same artist who did the art for Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, which is like everyone's favorite book. I've heard really, really great things about this on Goodreads and BookTube, and I'm really, really excited to read it. I believe it's about nemesis, dragons, science, and symbolism. So I'm really, really excited to read this. I'm probably gonna save this for when I fall into a book slump or I'm not exactly sure what I want to read next, because graphic novels are so fast and they get you hooked right away, and there's fun pictures, and yeah, they're just great. So I'm really excited to read this. So the next 2 books I have were birthday gifts. So the next 2 books I have are both John Green books, and it's Paper Towns and an Abundance of Catherines. Both Paper Towns, Abundance of Catherines. These were both given to me by my wonderful mother for my birthday, so thank you, Mother. And I haven't read either of these. I know this is about a girl named Margot. She was played by a model in the movie. Haven't seen the movie. Assume this is about a girl named Catherine, or multiple Catherines. Wow, I'm just deducing these books real well. But I'm really excited to read these. But like Nimona, I'm probably going to save these for when I'm kind of falling into a reading slump, because John Green's book really suck you in right away. They're really funny and captivating and usually make you cry some way or another. So, you know, always fun to experience that. But yeah. So the next book I have read and loved, and that is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. And this is a post-apocalyptic novel about a theater troupe 15 years after this widespread flu epidemic took over the world and basically killed almost everybody. But yeah, like I said, it follows it 15 years after and during and before. It follows this crazy cast of characters, and it was so good. It's so good. And I just want everyone in the world to read this book. I've already given it to I gave it to my best friend to read, and she's loving it. So yeah, it's so good. It's so good. So the next book I bought was kind of an impulse buy, and it's Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. I don't know. I saw this on Goodreads a couple times. It had really high reviews, and then I saw it was being made into a movie with Emilia Clarke and Sam Claflin, who are 2 beautiful, precious human beings in this world. And so I bought it because, you know, that's what you do. I don't really know what it's about. I think it's about a girl that becomes a caretaker to a guy in a wheelchair. after an accident. They probably fall in love, things happen, it's sad. I'm into it, let's go. The next book I have is Just One Day by Gail Forman. I think it's about a girl and a guy who spend just one day together. I think romance happens, they probably make out a lot, and then they say goodbye and it's sad. But I'm really excited to read it, so yay! The next book I have is I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. This was a birthday gift from Hannah's mom, so thank you so much. I'm not exactly sure what this book is about. I believe it's about a girl that gets like sent to live with her grandmother in the South. But I'm really looking forward to reading it. I've read some of Angelou's work over the years, like some of her poetry, and it's all very beautiful and strong, and so if it's anything like this book is, I'm sure I'm gonna love it. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this. The next two books I have are both by the same author. It's part of her new series, which is The Raven Cycle. And I have The Dream Thieves and Blue Lily Lily Blue. I read both of these and The Raven Boys, obviously, back in May and June, and I am so obsessed with this series right now. It's like completely taken over my life, and I need it to be February so that I can get The Raven King and like finally know what's gonna happen, and I'm really honestly scared. But it's a beautiful series, and I love these covers. I know some people don't like these covers, and I'm like baffled by that because I think they're like absolutely gorgeous. I mean, like, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. But I love this series. It's so like unique and captivating. And I think that's what like everyone says about the series, because it's true. It's so different from any young adult fantasy that I think is out there in such a beautiful, cute way. These books don't even really read like fantasy to me. They read like a contemporary with like magical realism like in it. I absolutely love this series, and I'm just like so excited to finally know what happens in the fourth one. Someone's messaging me on Facebook. I'm trying to Belle. So the next book I have is Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters by Rick Riordan. This is the second book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series, which is a middle grade adventure series about Greek mythology. Percy Jackson discovers that he's the son of Poseidon. And I read this back in mid-August and I really liked it, and I'm really excited to continue on with the series and find out what happens, because I think like a lot of the adventure and fun is really gonna take off from here. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to continuing on with this series. The next book I have is Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Lady Taylor. This is a young adult fantasy series about an art student in Prague, I believe. I'm not exactly sure what happens in this series, but I just know that everyone who has read this book loves it, and I'm really excited to get into it. The next book I bought is another recent purchase, and this is 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray, and just like, look at the cover. Appreciate it, love it, love it, love it, love it. It's so pretty. This is like a fantasy or a sci-fi about parallel universes, I believe. Not exactly sure what happens, but I've heard nothing but good things about this series. I think the second book just came out and people are loving it, so I'm really excited to get into it. I feel like I say I'm really excited to get into it after I finish every book. The next book I have, I read and love it so much, and I'm so happy that I finally read it, and it was I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. This won the Prince Award last year, and I know so many people love this book, and I'm one of them now. It's about two twins, Noah and Jude, and it follows Noah when they're 13. Yeah, it follows Noah when they're 13 and a half and Jude when they're 16 and a half, and kind of just talks about what's happened in their lives. And it's very much a book about loss and grief and dealing with, you know, growing up and just finding out who you are. It's beautiful. It's so good, and I highly recommend it. And it's just like so pretty to look at, is it not? It's so pretty. So pretty. So the next book I have is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr. This is a World War II historical fiction novel about a blind girl and a Nazi youth, I believe. It won the Pulitzer, and I bet it's heartbreaking and sad, and I'm really excited to read it. I'm really excited to read this. I think I'm gonna get to it very soon, and I've heard literally nothing but great things about it, so I'm really excited to get into it. As I say, every other book. The next book I have is like my most anticipated read right now, and it's Voyager by Diana Gabaldon. This is the third book in the Outlander series, and I read the first one back in August of last year, and it completely took over my life. And then I read the second one over 6 months between December and May or June. I finished it. Yeah, that book took me a while to read because it was ruining my life in like the best and worst ways. And now I have the third one, and I told myself I was gonna wait a really long time to read this, take a good break from this series, but I can't because I have to know what happens. So yeah, I'm gonna get to this one very soon, and let's just like talk about, I love the additions of this book. Look how floppy. It's so pretty. So pretty. Yay! So the last book I have to show you guys is everyone's current obsession, and it's Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas. And I haven't read it yet, and it kills me to say that because all I want to do is read this book and I can't. And the reason I haven't read it yet is because everyone says you should really read The Assassin's Blade before you get to this, just to be able to better understand everything and all the references. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get The Assassin's Blade soon, and then I can finally read this, and it's killing me and I just want to read it. But yes, it's so beautiful. And I did the thing where if you like told them you got the pre-order, they sent you some buttons. And so I got the buttons and my favorite one. Just so like everyone knows like who I'm about. Anyways, the I Heart Dorian pin, is this focused? I have no idea. It says I Heart Dorian, and that's who I'm about. I'm about Dorian. Oh my god, books! Can you just be cool for like 10 seconds? That's all for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to us and like this video, and stay tuned for more from Hannah and I. And follow us on Instagram and Goodreads. Our links are in this description box. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!